Hi everyone, it's me, Zen. I don't have a plan for this video. Um, I just have had some things on my mind that I want to talk about. So I'm going to be very disorganized with this. And I also will say, I'm not going to be editing this video at all, except for maybe cutting off the beginning and the end. So don't expect any sort of super organized thoughts. I have like a list of things I want to cover, but it's nothing too planned out. But before I get into that, as you can probably tell from the title of the video, it's going to be stuff that might be a little bit, down, might make you feel down a little bit, or maybe, holy shit, I'm already tripping over my words. It's a little bit depressing. Um, but my message is positive, I think. But that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say was, before you even watch this, I just want to know, if anybody stumbles across this video, how are you doing? Like, pause the video right now and just go into the comments and tell me how you've been, because sure, this video is made because I've been having a rough time in life, but it's not always about me. So yeah, just let me know how you're doing if you happen to stumble across this video. Anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna be editing this. I'm not even gonna watch it before I upload it. I'm just gonna upload it. I might make sure the audio's okay, but that's just about it. Anyway, enough, hey, it's a bat. Hey there, little buddy. Enough beating around the bush. So, I've been having a hard time in life. Like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going. Like, a couple years ago, I was in a rough situation, with my family. I'm not gonna go into that. But basically, I took a bus from southern Colorado to Chicago. And ever since then, my life has changed. I'm living with another family member. Um, I honestly owe my life to her. But, I mean, my life has definitely improved. I have freedom. I mean, look how beautiful this is, by the way. I could do whatever I want. But the problem is I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have life experience. I don't know where I'm going or how to do it. Um, but seemingly I should have nothing to complain about. I have family with me. I don't know what that noise was. Um, I have cats. I have 5 cats that I love very much. You know, I'm well fed. I have a little bit of money. I had a job which I just quit, but we'll get to that. I don't know where we store our food on this realm. I honestly have no idea where it is. Also, this is very loud. Um, but yeah, seemingly I should have nothing to complain about. Like, why would my life be miserable? I have all these things. But that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Also, I should say, before I go on, I have Tourettic OCD. So you might hear some strange noises, coming out of my throat, so don't mind it. Normally I edit that stuff out of my videos, but I figured for this video I'm just gonna, put it up there bare and uncut. Don't take that out of context, please. So this video is gonna be rough around the edges. But yeah, first thing I wanted to talk about was people who seemingly should have nothing to complain about. You can still be internally miserable. Like, there are many people, myself included, where you seem like you have everything you need to be happy. But the truth is that happiness comes from inside. It does not arise from your circumstances, which is why they say money can't buy happiness. I don't have money, but I do have things that normally should make me happy, but they don't. And what I mean is, they definitely enhance my life. I love my animals, for instance, but, my animals aren't why I choose to go on living. Um, because your happiness has to come from inside, and if there's nothing inside you to be happy about, then you won't be happy. The reason I'm saying all this is because some people will, judge you because their circumstances might be worse than yours, or they might know somebody who have worse, like, physical or social circumstances than you do. It's like, uh, everything is relative. What might be miserable to you could be nothing to someone else, but it doesn't really matter. Like, all you know is who you are and what you expect from life, and whether or not you are getting it. So, like, say somebody's getting abused by a parent, somebody might be like, well, at least you're not this guy. His father murdered him, you know? It's like, it's not how humans work. Everything is relative to us. So, for me, I'm like, wow, I'm in a shitty situation. And other people will be like, well, actually, you're in a pretty good situation as compared to so-and-so who is in this horrible relationship and is homeless and so on and so on. But yeah, that's not how life works. So I just wanted to get that out the way and say that if you feel like your suffering is invalidated by someone else's being of a higher degree, that's not how that works, and you have every right to be uh discontented with your situation. Because if that's what you expect from life and from yourself, then, I think that's what you deserve. Um, and on that note, there's something I wanted to talk about internal blocks. So I had parents that were pretty neglectful. Um, Again, not gonna go into detail. It's, going on over there. Can't even see what that is. Um, Sorry, I'm blinking. I told you this is gonna be a rough video. This is just me playing Minecraft and yapping. I'm just building this base. It's like underground, but also on the side of a mountain. It's a pretty cool concept I saw on Pinterest. Um, Not every handicap comes from outside. You can have the most, like, conducive circumstances. I don't know if I'm even using that word right. You can have the most favorable circumstances in the world and still feel like you're failing, or like you can't capitalize on them. I have lots of opportunities in my life. I have had lots of opportunities, and I currently do. I have a chance to go to college and get a career in IT or cybersecurity or really whatever I want. And yeah, I always find myself taking those opportunities for granted or just rejecting them altogether. Opportunities that other people would, kill to have. And I feel bad about that, but truth is, handicaps are usually not external. Almost never, in fact. I learned that because I had external handicaps. I was in a situation where I didn't have control over my life. I wasn't allowed to do anything. I guess I'm just gonna, what am I doing, man? Where's my stone cutter? I think it's at the other house. But yeah, I wasn't allowed to do anything. So that was an external handicap. But now, those handicaps are gone. Like, I can do whatever I want. If I want to, get into drugs and spend my life at strip clubs, I can do that. Obviously, I'm not going to. But I could. And I could also go to college and get a job. But I haven't done that either. And that's what made me realize that handicaps are internal. I realized that my problem was not the fact that I was stuck in a bad situation. The problem was that I was stuck in my own head. And that's the truth. I can change whatever I want. I did change my life. But I think I misunderstood what needed changing. Why did I do all that? I told you, my brain is not it. I literally just wanted to do that. I could have just broken it and placed it back. Yeah, don't watch the gameplay. This is just for background. I don't even know what I'm doing. I've literally just loaded into the world and started recording. I think, gotta finish the walls, I guess. But yeah, handicaps are almost always internal, except in extreme situations. Next thing I wanted to talk about was something that I struggle with to an extreme degree. And it almost doesn't make sense to me. And that's loneliness. I wanted to talk about loneliness. So, loneliness is not solved by being around people, and that's something I found recently. I think there's a big misconception around being lonely. No, being around just anybody will not make you less lonely. And I found this because I have my family around, and yet I still feel extremely lonely, so I was like, I must need some friends. So I start trying to make friends. And it turns out that's a lot harder than it sounds. At least for me it is. And so I go on these subreddits or Discord servers where people are making posts saying like, oh, I'm this age, and this is my name, I do this, this, and that, I play these games. DM me. Where did my diary go? I know I had a bunch of it. And so I would spend tons of time in those servers and subreddits. And sometimes I would meet people, I'd talk to them for 2 minutes, or 2 days, or 2 weeks, even. I really liked the person. But it didn't help, like, at all. Sometimes it gives, like, a temporary feeling of, companionship. But it doesn't last. And I wondered why. Like, how am I still lonely as I have people? And then I realized going on those servers and subreddits has nothing to do with loneliness. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. It doesn't solve your loneliness, it just gives you a brief hit of dopamine that arises from human contact, from social contact. It just makes you feel good temporarily, but it doesn't actually solve the problem. The problem is not that you don't have anybody, it's that you don't really have yourself, and you don't respect yourself. Because I found that I'm perfectly happy being alone. Given that I'm happy with myself and where I am. But that's not the case, and so sometimes if you're in a situation where you're not happy with your position, or even if you're just not happy with yourself as a person, you can feel like... I definitely had other diarrhea, but whatever. You can feel like the solution is to surround yourself with people and find people that align with you. But that doesn't solve anything. It can help, given that you're in a good mental state for yourself. But it's not the solution. So yeah, I did want to talk about loneliness because I struggle with it a lot, and I just recently found that I'd been looking at it the wrong way. And that I should stop chasing dopamine and start working on myself instead. But that can be a hard thing to accept. So yeah, internal loneliness arises from a lack of self-respect. And a couple other things is that you need to accept that sometimes, or not sometimes, you need to accept that you might never find that one person that you're looking for. Because you're literally just relying on RNG. It's like you can't determine who you meet. I mean, you kind of can, but you can't determine like where you live, what kind of people are around you, or anything like that. So you just need to accept the fact that the dream person that lives in your head somewhere that you're imagining, that person not only might not exist, but might not ever come into contact with you. And that could be a really hard thing to accept. Your dream person might not exist. And that's okay, because you can find someone that's enough. And also, maybe you don't need anyone. Maybe you're enough for yourself. That's an even harder thing to accept, to be totally real. I don't know how I want these walls, or I don't even know which rooms. I know that's the bedroom. I'm gonna put, like, maybe an armor station or something. Also, be patient. A big issue is that when you start feeling lonely, you feel like you have to solve it right now. Because it's a bad feeling, it sucks. I get it. Nobody wants to be lonely. Sometimes you have to be. Because if you're never alone, how can you ever learn to like yourself? If there's always somebody else yapping in your ear. How can you learn to appreciate who you are if you don't spend time with yourself? And you're the one that has to live in your body. So I feel like self-respect and liking yourself can go a long way. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't have, or at least I don't. And that I have to learn to have. What am I doing, man? Like, I told myself this would be a dumpster fire of a video, and I was like, it'll be fine. Now on to other things. So I quit my job. I probably shouldn't have. It was dumb. It was impulsive. But, I don't know, it's what I felt was right in the moment. I'm not going to talk about it. That's not the point. That's not why I bring it up. I wanted to talk about stress, and specifically stress around being successful and getting money. Like, I know people say this a lot, but money does not fucking matter. Like, what does being successful even mean? If you have lots of money, so what? Like, it's literally just points that translate to possessions, which translates to nothing. Like, your possessions will not make you happy. I know, like, there might be this shiny new thing you want, and you think that once you get that thing, you might feel a little bit more fulfilled, but that's not true. It might temporarily, but it doesn't last. And I think that leads into stuff about, like, consumerism and things like that, which is a whole other topic, but people like to prey on that. The feeling that having a thing will change your life. There's lots of things I really wanted. I was planning a new PC build. Really fancy specs and everything. It was gonna have like a... I forget, it's been a while. The GPU was I think a... Forgive me if I butcher the name, it's been a minute. I think it was like a 7900 XTX. And... Anyway, it's totally irrelevant. But... Then I realized... My computer is perfectly fine. Like, why do I feel the need for more things? Like, if I get this computer upgrade, what's it really going to do? Make my shaders look a little better, or run it an extra few frames per second? And then I realized that I didn't want it because I wanted a new PC. I wanted it because I felt like it would make me enjoy gaming more. Because lately I've been... Like, gaming is my thing, that's what I do, but lately I've just been not enjoying it. And I can't figure out why, and I was like, I don't, like, somehow that thought process led me to thinking having a new shiny PC would make it all better, but it won't, because enjoyment of literally anything comes from inside. And so yeah, money will not make you happy. Having success will not make you happy. It can make you appreciate things more, or it can make you more comfortable, but it can't fix your mental state of being. Nothing really can. Nobody can except for yourself. On that note of, like, success, there's a tendency, hold on, I don't know if you can actually make basalt stairs, can you? Oh, okay, I thought not. There's a tendency that people have, myself included, to try to plan everything. You're like, I'm gonna work this job, I'm gonna major in this, I'm gonna work this job, I'm going to live in this area, and if it doesn't work, then I'm fucked. Life throws a bunch of shit at you. Like I said, it's completely RNG. It's like... Here, I actually have a perfect way to explain this. You open a new Minecraft world, right? I'm gonna turn off commands, it fits the theme better. This is you spawning into your life. This is you being born. Did I pick out this biome? I did not. I didn't pick out where this river would be, or where that mountain would be. So, I mean, the first thing I do in this world is, you know, mine a jungle tree. Well, what if I want spruce? Well, jungle is what I got. This is a really bad analogy, by the way. I think you probably already know that. But I'm just trying to make a point that you can't decide your circumstances and you can't decide the opportunities that present themselves to you. So stop trying to plan out your entire life. Things will go how they go. And if a new opportunity comes that doesn't align perfectly with your ideal existence, or what you had in mind for the next 40 years, that's okay. Change of direction is not necessarily a bad change. You can go into a new career, a new way of living, without wrecking your life. It might even be better. Or maybe you don't need the things that you thought you needed. Maybe you thought you needed a job that paid a certain amount, but you realized that you're okay with enough. Yeah, just leave room for crazy shit to happen. Anyway, I haven't done anything in this video. What I was hoping for was to, you know, do some building, and then I spawned in and I realized I don't know what I'm doing with this build, really. I honestly have zero clue. I haven't decided what floors I'm gonna use or anything. So yeah, this video has been chaotic. I might do more like it. Sometimes I have thoughts. I have a hard time articulating them. And so I was like, I'm just going to start a video with a little bullet list of a couple things I know I need to talk about. And I'm just gonna yap. Also, I don't know what that is. That might have been built by my brother. I'm gonna go check that out before I end. Yeah, I suck at talking. At least when there's not people around. But I wanted to get better at talking to a camera. And also I had things to talk about. And sometimes, I have a shitty day, or there's things that I have on my mind that really bother me, but I don't want to talk to anybody about it because I don't know how to explain it. And I didn't really explain anything that was going on with me. I just kind of yapped about life advice, and I mean, who am I to give it? But I think talking about that kind of thing helps me more than just asking or telling somebody what's just going on with me, because it's not about me. And I think giving advice is honestly better than asking for it sometimes. So let's see what my brother's going on here. He's got some kind of like tower going on, I like it. I see the vision. But I will say it's not symmetrical. Should I fix that for him? It's very much not symmetrical. I'll fix it for him. That's all I had planned out, so now I'm just improvising, by the way. Hopefully that's okay. Yeah, like, I met someone on Discord. Very nice person, by the way. And I appreciate their company. Oh, shit. But nobody's gonna make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. What is going on here? I'm having a hard time seeing what even needs fixing. Yeah, I struggle with motivation a lot. I've been wanting to do YouTube for so long, literally since I was a kid. But I have a lot of self-doubt. Every time I start... Oh, I see what's going on. Every time I start, I always end up telling myself that I suck at it and I need to stop. And it's really not being fair to myself. Like, I don't know if you've ever gone back and watched, like, your favorite YouTuber's first video. They are always awful. Like, the videos always suck. Not always. Like, you have rare cases. Take, like, Dream, for instance. Where he just, like, blew up. Sorry, I already got disoriented. I don't know what's going on now. But that's very rare. Okay, so it's just up, sideways, okay. I am out of it. Yeah, I don't know why I expected myself to just be good at something out of nowhere when I've never done it before. I had a semi-successful channel. By semi-successful, I mean it got to like 500 subscribers or something like that. Or like 475. Which is nothing really, but it was successful for me. And then I just stopped. And I do that with a lot of things. Like, I am a quitter. And sometimes I wonder why that is. Oh, that's an empty corner. Like, why do I just quit stuff? I had no reason to quit. It was going well. And I just stopped. I've yet to find out why. I know part of it is self-doubt. If anybody stumbles across this and you have any knowledge on that phenomenon, please share your insight. Like, why do I quit things while I'm ahead? It'll be going perfectly well. I'm succeeding, and then I'm just like, nah, I'm just gonna stop. And then I start something else and do the same thing. Speaking of finishing things and not quitting, I started a new channel. It's called Zen's Backlog. So I stream sometimes, and there's a running joke about me not finishing games, which is true. I don't know how many games I've finished in my life. Okay, so I've played probably like 200 different games over my entire life, just somewhere in that range. The number that I've finished is significantly lower. And I mean a lot lower, like probably closer to 20 or 30. Maybe not even that. I've never actually counted, but it's extremely low. And I'm kind of ashamed of that. But it is a running joke in my streams. And so anyway, I started this channel called Zen's Backlog. I'm gonna finish games. I'm gonna, not only new games, I'm gonna go back to games that I've started and never finished. I'm gonna finish my Resident Evil playthroughs. I started that a while ago. The only one I finished was Resident Evil 2. and that upset me. I really liked Resident Evil 2. And then I just stopped playing all of them. Couldn't tell you why. Actually, I do know why, but it's irrelevant to the video. But yeah, I'm gonna finish them, and I'm gonna post it on YouTube. I'm not gonna worry too much about editing or anything on that channel, so if you check it out, expect some rough around the edges videos. It's not supposed to be like my main thing, where I'm like doing tons of editing and effects and stuff. It's just mostly gonna be like a supercut of the gameplay with just cutting out the most boring parts but keeping mostly everything. Or at least that's the vision I have for it. It could change. But yeah, if you want to see me actually finish something, go to that channel. And if it has no videos on it for another, like, month, then I guess I just proved my own point that I don't finish things. By the way, this goes straight down to an ancient city. Um, I had no idea there was an ancient city below here until I was mining straight down for a strip mine. And, yeah, it's an ancient city, so I thought that was pretty cool. Please don't read that wrong, by the way. That joke has nothing to do with the N-word. That has to do with chicken nuggets, I promise. So, just in case you're wondering. Oops. I disabled it for that exact reason, because I didn't... It's the text is small enough to where if I looked over, I could see how somebody would misread it. Anyway, that's an interesting note to end the video on. Not how I planned it, but here we are. Anyway, it was a good talking to you guys, whoever you are. I don't even know if anybody's gonna watch this video. This video might stay at 0 views, and that's okay. I just wanted to let some stuff out. So anyway, looks like we spent the entire day out, sun setting. We started at night. By the way, look how cool this seed is. It's like a bowl of mountains. It's awesome. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Might make more videos like this in the future, where I just rant about life. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.